Hello and welcome back everyone to the next episode on Advanced Abap Training for Rappers. In this free video series on YouTube, we are learning new Abap syntax for developers who aspiring to become RESTful application programming developers in the future. The set of new Abap syntax help you to improve your Abap coding and Abap skills so that you can easily venture into new technologies and advanced Abap syntax. In this series of videos, we have by far discussed variety of topics, and in our today's session, we are going to discuss constructor expression. If you are enjoying this video series, please feel free to like, subscribe, and share this channel with your colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon so you will get notified when we upload the next video in this video series for you. So, by far, you have seen how to work with table expression in the last episode. In today's session, you will see constructor expression, with the help of which you can quickly create objects of your class. We will compare the old syntax and the new syntax. So, in the last set of statements, which we typically do as a Abap developer to create class object, what do? We write two statements usually. The first statement is to declare the object of the class, type ref2 your class name. And then what you do is you say create object statement and you pass your object. Now, together with this, you also pass constructor parameters as exporting. For example, a constructor requires certain input parameter. While you instantiate the object of the class, you want to set some default parameter values. You can pass them here. Yeah, default parameter 2 like this. This is the two statements to create object of the class. SAP is improving Abap language, and they're now trying to take the Abap syntax very close to other programming languages. In this journey, SAP introduced a new syntax for constructor expression to create class objects, which is very similar to other programming languages like Java and JavaScript. So now you can use new keyword, your class name, and then you can also pass your constructor parameters, parameter 1, parameter 2, yeah, all the constructor parameter values, and that's it. As a result, this will return a class object for you. Wow. So this is very similar to the other programming languages, how we do build the class objects. Let's go ahead and see this in action. So now I'm going to switch over back. And here we will create a new class function, constructor expression. As usual, you can go ahead and find the source code of this entire video in the description of my channel on this video. You can download the source code and practice yourself in the system. So let's put the class name, ANOVA trainings, new Abap syntax, and call the function. All the functions we are creating as a static functions. And now let's also write the implementation for this function. So today I will show you the old syntax first. So you create data, the object of your class, type ref2, then the class name. So I will use a demo class provided by SAP from the flight data model, which will basically help us to create messages. Yeah. So first you do that, and then you say create object, hello object, and you do control space, shift enter, and that creates the entire, the constructor parameters will pop up at front of us. And then we pass this constructor parameter. For example, I pass here the text ID. So we will pass the message class name, message ID, and message number with the declaration. So I'll pass the system message, and then I will pass severity of this message, These are basically constructor parameters. Let's say agency unknown. So this way I am able to pass the uh, pass the parameter to my system. So I will use Abap behavior message severity, let's say error. So I want to report an error message. So this class helped me to create a object of a exception class, which can be used to throw an error message in the output. But that doesn't matter. What matters here is this is the old syntax to create object of a class. Now, what's the new syntax? So here you have two statements. Now, these two statements can be combined in a single statement, and also that will return the class object, which is very similar to other programming languages. So directly inline declaration of your object. Don't need to do it separately. And new keyword like you use in JavaScript. If you're using SAP UI5, you may be creating a button object like this. It's very similar to that now. So SAP is bringing Abap language very close to other programming languages. And now you can see control space, shift enter. It created the object for me. And of course, I can pass the same constructor parameters over here, and that creates the object of my class. Fabulous. So this is called constructor expression. This way you can create object of the class on the fly. You don't have to declare your object upfront. And in case you sometime need to pass this object to another parameter of a function module or a class, directly you can pass this without creating an extra variable. So basically you save lot of memory by preoccupying the variables which would maybe or may not be created at a later point of time in your code. So you can save a lot of memory and a lot of efforts. So this is how exactly we work with constructor expression. I'll show you an example where it is used in the RAP framework. So in the RAP framework, when we are reporting the errors, like for example, in this early number function, I want to report an error message if my number range reached to a critical percentage warning. So in this case, you can see I'm creating an object of this message class and passing that to my compiler variable percentage message to report an error message to the user or warning message to the user that your number range is very close to exhaustion of the numbers which it can produce. So that is the practical use case where I'm using this particular constructor expression in RESTful application programming model. If you want to learn RAP training end-to-end with Abap on Cloud and embedded steampunk, kindly feel free to subscribe our course on anubhavtrainings.com. With that, Anubhav signing out. Thank you once again for joining this video. Please like, share, subscribe the channel, and do not forget to comment on what do you want me to create more videos on what topics. Thank you once again. See you in the next class. Goodbye.